Hello, everyone, and welcome to PMP Exam Success Tuesday with me, Cornelius Fichtner from PMExamSimulator.com. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Here is our agenda. As always, we have 3 topics. We are going to be starting with a PMP exam tip, and this tip will help you achieve a better score on your PMP exam. Then together we are going to review 3 questions from the PMP Exam Simulator, and I'm going to show you how to apply this tip to these 3 questions. And then we will close with a giveaway. One lucky person will win free access to our PMP Exam Simulator Essential, which gives you 30 days of access to 1,100 PMP exam sample questions. Well then, here is my tip for you today. It is a 3-step process that will allow you to boost your PMP exam score. And let me be absolutely honest here with you, because frankly, I don't care about your PMP exam score. Nobody does. Once you have passed your PMP exam score, nobody will ever ask you about your score again. I passed my exam back in 2004. Nobody's ever asked me about my score. But this tip will help you elevate your score, which gives you a much bigger chance of passing your exam. And this is what this is really all about: passing your exam, increasing your score to pass your exam. So here is that 3-step process. And I want you to follow this process here every time that you take a PMP sample exam. So step 1, let's say you are taking a 20-question quiz. That will take you roughly about 23, 24 minutes. And then, instead of just saying, okay, I got 5 out of those 20 wrong, so 75% is correct. That's a good score. I'm just moving on. No. Here is the important thing that I want you to do. I want you to now go to step 2 in this, and I want you to perform an in-depth analysis of your results. Spend more or less the same amount of time in this analysis as you did in taking the quiz. Ask yourself, why did I get this question wrong? What was my misconceptions? And also, don't forget to take a look at the questions that you marked for later review, or those questions where you guessed. Yeah, you know that question number 12. It's like, yeah, could be, I'll just pick C, whatever. Yeah, that's a guess. But you're lucky to get that right. So go back to that question, review the question, and understand why was C correct, and you just by chance probably picked the correct answer. So this is an important step 2 that you want to go through it. Treat this as a moment and an opportunity to learn and grow. And then step 3 is this here. Take the analysis that you have just done one step further. Spend at least 1 hour studying the topics from the questions that you got wrong. And for this, my simulator gives you references and also links to videos, as well as it tells you where in the PMP exam content outline this question relates to, so that you know exactly which book to open or what video you need to watch for this. And then guess what? If you follow this 3-step process here, next time you come across a question on this topic, you will be much better prepared to answer it correctly. And if that next time happens to be on the PMP exam, well, you have increased your score. There you have it. And that's how you boost your exam score, or rather, how you pass your PMP exam with a higher score than previously. And that's it for my tip, which means we are now moving on to reviewing 3 exam sample questions. And I'm going to relate all of these back to this exam tip here. And you'll see 3 happy customers here. They are all customers of the exam simulator. And what I really like is here the one from Mustaq, who says, exam content and prepcast questions were so much matching. Very nice to hear that our work pays off, and then that the questions in our exam simulator are actually what people see in the real PMP exam. This is also the moment when you can participate in our giveaway, and all you really have to do is follow along and participate by typing the answer. So I'll be reading questions for this. Let me see here. This is not working. There we go. I'll be reading these sample questions to you, and then all you have to do is type A, B, C, or D into the chat box, and by doing so, you will participate. One small thing here, we learned this last week. If you are joining us on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, unfortunately, that won't work for you. So you are going to have to switch over to YouTube quickly. Just simply go to pmexamsimulator.com/X, pmexamsimulator.com/X. That'll take you to YouTube, to this video here, and then you can participate as well. All right, so let us get started here with question number 1, which reads, you are assigned to a software development project. The product requirements are not clearly defined up front. Therefore, it has been decided to develop the product using an Agile framework. Other aspects of the project will be managed using the traditional waterfall project management approach. Which of the following might you spend less time developing and or implementing for this project? So will you spend less time working on the project charter, less time on the issue log, less time on the change management plan, or less time on validating deliverables? Please go ahead, take a few moments here, type A, B, C, or D into the chat box on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And again, if you are on X, then you would need to switch over to YouTube with the link that I have provided earlier. All right, so we're getting the first answers in here. We're getting an A from Nana. A D from Nana. We're getting an A from Diana Marina. We're getting an A from Ishan Vats. We're getting a D from Haika. So wonderful. Thank you all. We're getting a D from Felix. Wonderful. Thank you all for participating. Let's see what the correct answer is here. The correct answer is actually, well, are you coming up? Yes, there we go. The change management plan. And here's why, right? The change management plan is a component of the project management plan that establishes the change control board. And think about it. We are talking about an agile environment here, where change is usually managed by the team, by the product owner. Scope control is handled by the team itself. There may not be a formal change management plan, or at least not a big formal change management plan, as you have on a waterfall type project, on a predictive project. In Agile, you would spend less time, therefore, on developing this change management plan. You may have it, but you will spend less time on it because it's something that is done, and I'm using air quotes here, ad hoc by the team as they are moving on. So if you got this wrong, then the question becomes, what do I do now? Where can I learn about this, right? And this is where my exam simulator comes in. And these are the references. So if you had this question on the simulator and you look in the explanations, at the bottom, you'll see this list of references. It's a bit overwhelming. There are 2, 4, 6, 7 of them. Which one to read? Yeah, we're trying to be as in-depth as possible. So if you really want to go detailed into this, then yeah, go for it. I would say the first one is usually the best one to read in these right here. But you will also have this here in the exam simulator, a direct link to my training video. So in the exam simulator, if you are subscribed to my training course, you can just click this video here and you can learn about this particular topic. All right, let us move on to the second question, also coming from the exam simulator. A project team is struggling to achieve the project's stated goals, putting the project at risk of failure. The project team is asking you for guidance. From a leadership perspective, what is your best course of action? Is it A, working with the executives to reduce stress from the team? B, offer help in analyzing and resolving technical issues? Is it C, provide guidance, motivation, and direction to the team? Or are we talking about D, applying the strategic and business industry expertise that you have and helping the team in this way? A, B, C, or D? Please do go ahead. I'm looking forward to your answers here. All right, we have the first one coming in. Felix. No, Ishwan Watts says C. Felix says it can't click on it. There we go. Felix says C. We have Dayanara who says C. Okay, so far we got a C. We got Michael who's got C. So there seems to be an agreement amongst you that C is the correct answer. And would you be surprised if I told you that C is the correct answer? Yes, leadership skills of project managers, they are demonstrated in many ways, guiding, motivating, and directing the project team. Those are really the quintessential leadership skills that you are looking for here. And once again, if you got this question wrong, I think this was an easy one, right? But once again, if you got this question wrong, then wait, is it here? No, it's here. There you go. You have, once again, in this question, I have a ton of references that you could look at and read through. And in addition to the video link, what I also do is in the simulator, I show you this here, a reference to back to the exam content outline. Remember, we talked about the exam content outline 2 Tuesdays ago when I introduced it to you and said, this is the #1 tool you have to read, right? This is from the people domain. It's all about leading a team. And this is a question that talks about a predictive approach. So in this way, you can learn more about the question. There we are. Okay, moving on to question number 3. The one thing you will immediately notice here is, oh my, this has 5 answers. Yeah, that's not unusual. On the PMP exam, there are 4 to 5 different question types. And this is the first time here on PMP Success Tuesday that we're looking at a different type of questions. And I'll be bringing those up in future Tuesdays as well. So in this particular question here, as you can clearly see, we have 5 answers, A, B, C, D, and E, and expect to see a few of those on the exam as well. And the question will always tell you, why, how many you need to choose. All right, let's take a look at this. The question is, a manufacturing company charters a project to develop the hardware and software needed to automate the company's production line. The deliverables will be produced using an Agile framework. What strategies might be appropriate to gain formal acceptance of the product scope? What strategies might be appropriate to gain formal acceptance of the product scope? Choose two. So this time you have to select two, A, B, C, D, or E from these. A, conduct a demonstration whenever enough features have been developed to form a coherent set. B, only seek customer acceptance after the entire project scope is complete in accordance with the scope management plan. C, have the team demonstrate the completed user stories to the product owner at the end of each iteration. D, ask the product owner to attend each sprint retrospective to review and approve the completed product increment. And E, ensure that the product scope is fully decomposed down to the work package level during initial project planning. So I need 2 letters from you this time. I'll give you some time to think about this. Is it B and D, D and E, C and B? Your call. Here we go. Ishan says A and D, maybe. Okay. Then we have A and D, Felix. We have C and D by Haika. Dayanara says C and D. Okay. Visem, A and C. All right, we're getting a few answers here. Okay. We got one more here. We got 2 more. Let's see. B and E by Nana and A and D by Pier Paolo. All right. Thank you, everybody, for participating here. Let's take a look. What I saw earlier here is Ishan saying, can you also explain why other options cannot be written? This correct? Just to understand the thinking behind the questions and the options given. Well, let's do that, Ishan. Let's take a look at these 5 answers here. And I'm going to go starting bottom up, right? So starting with E here, right? This one is incorrect because we are using an Agile type of approach, but the question described, that this answer choice here, describes a predictive approach using a WBS, right? Fully decomposed, that is an indication that we're using a WBS, and that means we're not using Agile in E, we're using predictive waterfall. So E is not a correct answer to this question. D then, right, is incorrect because the sprint retrospective is used to improve the development process, okay? The question is all about scope and getting formal acceptance of the scope, right? So you have to understand what the individual answers are talking about, right? And in this particular case, D does not match what the question is asking us about. Then let's go to C. Have the team demonstrate the completed user stories to the product owner at the end of each iteration. That seems to be a potential correct answer because that is what you do at the end of each iteration. And it is focused on, formal acceptance of the product scope by demonstrating it right there. So C is a potential good answer. And then B, only seek customer acceptance after the entire project scope. I can already stop reading here because after the entire project scope is complete, that is a predictive waterfall type approach. And we are talking about Agile right here, right? So Agile framework, entire project scope is complete, definitely incorrect. So now we already know that B is incorrect, D is incorrect, and E is incorrect, which means that the 2 answer choices that are correct are A and C, okay? So, and also Ishan, since you asked about this here, explaining why the other options cannot be correct, this is also something that my exam simulator does. Here you go. For each question, we provide detailed information about why is this answer correct, why is this answer choice incorrect. Okay, so you can read that up. And then in addition to that, remember our 3-step process from earlier on: analyze, learn from it, and then go in depth. For the in-depth part, we have here the list of references that you can go through for this question alone. You can watch a video that I link to straight from the exam simulator, and you can go back to the exam content outline with this information here and learn about where in the exam content outline this is coming from. All right. And that means we are done with reviewing the 3 exam sample questions and these 3 happy customers here as well, which means we are now doing the giveaway here. Let me bring up my giveaway screen. There we are. So today we have 11 people who have entered and who are joining us in this. So 3, 2, 1, let's draw a winner. I seem to be part of this group as well. I hope I don't win. Oh, Richard is the winner. Wonderful. So we are going to draw another one because Richard is a colleague of mine. He works for us. So Richard does not need to be the winner here. So let's draw again. I'm going to bet this time, next one, I'm going to win here. That will be extremely funny. And no, Michael Dertinger is the winner. Congratulations there, Michael. And yeah, that's it for our giveaway right there. All right. Michael, in order to claim your prize, please write to support@pm-prepcast.com and please do so within a week so that we can give the prize to you. If you did not win, well, then don't fret, because we do have the free PM Exam Simulator at pmexamsimulator.com/free. That will give you a taste of the exam simulator and allow you to take a look at things and see how it works, and give you access to, I think it is 90, if I'm not totally mistaken, 90 PMP exam sample questions in the style that you have seen today. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we will meet again next week for another PMP Exam Tuesday. Until next time.